Good evening, folks, and welcome to Game 2 of our Monday night triple header as we are in Chicago, Illinois at Riverside Medical Arena as the New York Empire come into town to take on, the Chicago Lakers. We are ready for the face-off. Clarkson against Ellis here in Chicago. And Clarkson will win it back to Rayo Heinonen. And a picked off Pekkanen in for Chicago to Kovalchuk. He scores! So right off the bat, a turnover, and Chicago buries one past Ellis Rask. It is Semyon Kovalchuk set up by Folke Pekkanen. And Chicago, just like that, fans aren't even in their seats yet. And they're back on their feet, cheering on their homestanding Chicago Lakers. Ryba now will flip it in and it'll go over the boards. Chicago, what a start here. Less than 30 seconds in, Semyon Kovalchuk gets loose in the slot and puts it past Ellis Rask for the 1-0 lead. Pekkanen now will take away. It'll be Ellis trying to come with speed. He's hit by Heinonen as he delivers it down low. Clarkson behind to Holenbeck. Up to Jamie Ryba. Jamie Ryba trying to cut in. Goes behind the net to Kovalov. Out front, Clarkson gets it taken away by Ellis. Kovalchuk now gets it back to Ellis, and he'll lose it to Clarkson in his skates. Clarkson now will flip it in. It'll go high up off the glass and down. Tyrone Draper for Chicago. He'll go back to Ellis. Back to Draper's stick. Pekkanen, cross ice to Kovalchuk, the goal scorer moments ago. Pad save there. Oh, and he gets back. Rask going post to post, able to keep that one out of the net. New York now will stop Kovalov with it. Pekkanen looping behind his net, gets it out front to Mirko Gross. Gross to Benedict. Alex Benedict enters the zone. Shot stopped by Rask, and he'll hold there. So coming into tonight after the result in Minnesota, New York, if they can get to overtime, they'll at least be tied with Minnesota atop the American Division. If they get a win in any way, they will vault themselves ahead of Minnesota and find themselves in the top slot in the American Division. Chicago right now sitting at the bottom of the American Division, but with a regulation win, they would find themselves tied with the Boston Yachts, and it will have played one less game than the Yachts, so would be ahead of them on point percentage. Skov with the ball behind the net. He flicks it. It'll come to Slavic. Marko Slavic with it now. He'll flip it out. It'll get turned over. Lindholm down low. Barron now with it in front, and he gets it poked away. Christian Skov will come away for Chicago. Gross. Approaching 5 minutes gone here in the first period. Kuznetsov now with it for New York. He'll get it up to Edmund Paul. Edmund Paul gets it poked. And it hits Benedict, so that is going to be an offsides as they make contact there. So the American Division still very much compact at the moment. Minnesota leading it at 8 points, and Chicago in last place at 2 points. So just 2 wins separating the top from the bottom, whereas the Canada Division feels like it's getting much more spread out with Montreal, Toronto, and Calgary at the top, and Edmonton and Ottawa near the bottom. Going to be a penalty coming up here on New York. Boothman comes across. It'll be touched up by Edmund Paul. And we were going to have an interference call behind the play. Joseph Michelson came away with 2 goals in New York's most previous game against Chicago at the Geico Center in New York. So again, these teams just played each other a few nights ago. Chicago getting their first win of the season as they came away with the overtime win on a goal by Alex Mills. New York will win away the draw and flip it down to force Chicago back. Chicago across the line, down to Pekkanen, across to Mills. He can't get the shot away. Mills now in front, tries to backhand, and it's poked away from net. Benedict down to Metz, to Mills. Mills loses it for a second. They'll get it back. Cross ice to Pekkanen. Not enough room to get the shot away. Draper turns it over. Tony DiFolino on a breakaway. DiFolino stopped by Hawk. DiFellino has it behind the net. He'll flip it out front. Hennanen slap shot. Gloved by Hawk. And he will hold right there. So bad turnover by Tyrone Draper. Leads to the breakaway for Tony DiFellino, but he's unable to squeak it past Ben Hawk. Pekkanen now in the draw, and it'll be won by New York. Paul down to Ryba. Ryba up to Lindholm. Paul will lose it. Pekkanen now trying to get on the rush. Pekkanen tries to center it, and Westbrook will take it away. Tito Westbrook flips it out. Just 40 seconds left here on the power play for Chicago. Their first power play of the evening here, getting to the middle stages of the first period. Alexander Metz will now come free with it for Chicago. They'll get it up to Pekkanen. Volke Pekkanen, cross ice to Mills. Mills in the slot, shot. Oh, and it's blocked down by his own teammate. Ryba now will come free for New York. And it's going to be a penalty on Chicago coming up as Draper touches that. Alex Mills. Mills going to be guilty here of a slash. Yep, right there on Edmund Paul. So we'll have 4-on-4 for just a short 7 seconds. And then New York will be on their first power play of the evening. Westbrook against Ellis. Westbrook wins it back. Lindholm gets it knocked away in the slot. Ellis now shorthanded. Up to Gross. He'll turn it over. And here comes Lindholm. Tries to feed it across and can't get it through. Slavic pokes it away from the slot area. Ellis is belted there by Braun, and then Slavic does the same to Barron. It'll get up to Ellis. Deontay Ellis with speed, shorthanded, stops. Draper stopped there by Rask. Draper still shorthanded. Ellis in the slot, toe saved by Rask. Lindholm pressed behind the net by Ellis. McIntyre will try to come free. He'll get it up to Barron. Barron up to Kovalov. Kovalov tries to center and Slavic picks it off. Now Kovalov with it. There at the net in a sharp angle. Shot goes off the side of the cage. Mirko Gross will get it out for Chicago. Just 45 seconds left here on the power play for New York. Lindholm goes cross ice to Kuznetsov, who gets it up to McIntyre, who's belted by Ellis. Ellis now with the puck in his own zone, or in the offensive zone. Kovalov will get it up to Barron, to McIntyre at center ice. He'll enter the zone. Barron tries to flip it back to Kuznetsov. Lindholm in the slot, stopped there by Hawk. Victor Lindholm with a good opportunity, skating down as the trailer. 10.5 minutes left here in the first period. Chicago with the early goal under 20 seconds into the game by Semyon Kovalchuk. Chicago will win it back, but it'll come to Ryba behind the net. Kuznetsov gets it blocked away. And another penalty here. This one going to be on New York. We'll have Kuznetsov guilty of the call on the slash. So now 4-on-4 again for about 9 seconds. So a pattern starting to form here in Chicago. Ellis wins it to Gross as he swoops in to get it. Skov tries to get to the center and can't. Clarkson will flip it out, and Mills will pick it up back there for Chicago. Mills will skate up. He'll get hit by Clarkson, and that's going to be a penalty. They're going to call a slash there on Clarkson as Olenbeck touches it up. So New York in trouble here early against the Lakers. Just a little stick, a little too high there on Mills. That'll get that penalty called. So a 5-on-3 coming up for the Lakers, already with a 1-goal lead here in the first. And it'll be won by New York. Holenbeck to Hennanen, and Hennanen gets it out. We've crossed the halfway point of this first period. Skov back for Chicago. Chicago only with one shot on their first power play of the game. It was stopped somewhat short. Pekkanen just goes wide. It's to Rask, and he kicks it out to Holenbeck. And Holenbeck will go off the glass and out to Abbatangelo. It was cut short by just a little bit, about 7 seconds short. Pekkanen shot there gets stopped. Pekkanen back to the point to Abbatangelo. Cross to Skov, Mills to Abbatangelo in the slot. Gets it knocked away. Abbatangelo back with it. Metz on his backhand, can't do anything with it. Abbatangelo down low to Mills, and it's stopped there by Rask. Stoned there. Nash will then flip it out. 30 seconds left remaining on the 5-on-3. Skov loses it. Abatangelo will pick it up for Chicago, and he'll try to get it up to Metz, and he'll come free. Alexander Metz gets it down to Pekkanen. Shot stop there. Looked like he had Mills on the back door if he could have just fed it through. Pekkanen now to Mills. Mills can't get the shot away. Rask snuffs that one out. That's going to do it for the 5-on-3, and it'll be a very quick single-man advantage of just 24 seconds. So Abatangelo up to Mills. He'll get it to Metz. Metz will turn and retreat in his own zone. Get it to Skov. He'll get it up to Mills, and he's buried there. Godfried Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck now hits Metz. Skov with it as the power play dwindling. Abatangelo at the slot on his backhand. Down to Ellis. He scores! Deontay Ellis. Not going to count as a power play goal. They get it across right as the power play comes to an end. But Christian Skov and Roma Abatangelo come up with the assists, and Chicago has carried the action so far here in the early going. Over 12 minutes in, and it has shown on the scoreboard at home here with a 2-0 lead. New York trying to get it down low, and Barron can't quite hold on to that. Draper will have it. He'll get it up to Abatangelo. Abatangelo scanning, looking for options. He'll go cross ice to his D partner, Draper. Draper up to Ellis, to Kovalchuk. Semyon Kovalchuk, the first goal scorer tonight. He'll get it in front. Pekkanen can't get a stick on it. Emil Barron now away with it. Lindholm will enter the zone. He'll get bodied there and lose it. Draper picks it up. Kovalchuk coming on the rush with Ellis. Ellis gets it poked away right before he could get to the slot. New York comes up out of their zone with Kovalov. Now Lindholm. Lindholm, the D-man, carrying in deep. He'll lose it to Draper. Tyrone Draper looking to get away. Deontay Ellis will flip down. Paul, the first one to grab it. New York coming up with Ryba. Now Kovalov. He'll get hit there by Draper as Kovalov sends it down. Vissarion Sokolov. Chicago centerman gets it. He'll get it up to Swisher. Fourth line out here for Chicago. They'll lose it. Clarkson down to Kovalov in the high slot. Glove stop by Ben Hawk, and he will hold right there. We've just crossed the 5-minute point of the first period. 4:59 left here. Chicago leading the way, 12 shots to New York's 5. New York now on the draw. Will win it back. McIntyre to Bowden. Bowden shot, stopped by Hawk. McIntyre now down low, goes wide. It'll go behind the net. Skov will have it. He'll flip it out to Swisher. They'll clear the zone. Swisher now enters the zone. He's hit there by Romainders. Bowden will turn. Bowden flips it down. It'll be Skov on it. Gets it to Sharrow. Lyle Sharrow, still this fourth line out there for Chicago. He'll get it up to Cade Swisher. Swisher will stop. Slap shot by Skov, and it's gloved by Ellis Rask. And he will get the stoppage. 3:39 left here in the first. Here at Lakeside Medical Arena here in Chicago, Illinois. Havlicek and Nash. Havlicek will win it back. Petrovic can't hold on to it. Metz now in the slot. Oh, and a good glove save. Rask sprawled out, using every inch to come up with that glove save. Havlicek against Nash. And Nash able to win it back. It'll come to Crew. He'll try to flip out. It will get out of the zone to Boothman at center ice. David Boothman will turn. He'll try to flip it in deep. It'll come to Marlon Crew. He's bodied there by Matthias Havlicek. Romainders now hit by Havlicek. Havlicek has it behind the net. Gets it out front. Boothman stopped by Rask. And he'll hold. Back to the face-off dot. It'll be Havlicek against Nash again. 2:40 left here in the first. Havlicek wins it back. Smirnatov to Petrovic. Metz in the slot. Oh, and it's knocked down. I think Rask might have got a piece of that. Metz back in the slot. Havlicek, he's been all over the puck on this shift. In front to Metz. He'll be on his backhand. Stopped there by Rask. They'll fight for it there, and it'll come free to New York with Michelson. Michelson will flip it deep. First one on it is Petrovic. He's pressed to the boards by Nash. He'll kick it to the corner. Smirnatov. Up to Metz. Alexander Metz will now enter the zone. He'll get bumped off the puck by Olenbeck. And then tried to feed it to Olenbeck and ends up back on his stick. Up to Michelson. He gets it knocked away by Metz. Metz will turn. Get it to Petrovic, the defenseman. Up to Matthias Havlicek. They'll get it to Mills. Mills bodied at the blue line. Puck bouncing around. It'll come deep in the zone. Havlicek hit there by Olenbeck. Heinen goes behind the net to Olenbeck. All the way up to Kuznetsov. He'll get to the red line and dump in. First one onto the Smirnotov. He's pressed to the boards there by Michelson. Mills tries to come in. Shot stop there. Westbrook gets robbed by Ben Hawk as the period. Oh no, an icing right before the period ends. So Chicago clears it. Just trying to get it out of the zone, and they leave a little too much time on the clock. So 1.9. Enough time for New York to win a draw and maybe get a shot off. Havlicek wins it back. Or no, excuse me, Gross wins it back. And that'll do it for the first period here from Lakeside Medical Arena here in Chicago. As the Lakers, with an early goal just 20 seconds in, and then Deontay Ellis, right as the power play had come to an end for the Lakers, puts them up 2-0 as we get ready to head to the second period. We'll be right back with you after a quick intermission. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are right back to action here in Chicago at Lakeside Medical Arena as the Chicago Lakers here at home have a 2-0 lead entering the second period on the New York Empire. Taken away there by Kovalev. He's pounded at the bench area by Tyrone Draper. He'll flip it in. It'll come to Heinen. Heinen kicks it up the boards to Ryba. He'll lose it. And now get it. Kovalchuk back out in front. Can't find Ellis there on the centering pass. Ryba hit there by Pekkanen. They get it up. Pekkanen will now cross the line into the offensive zone. He'll stop up along the half wall. Kovalchuk gets it knocked away. Ryba now looking to get ahead with speed. He'll try to get around Draper and he can't. They'll fight for it there at the half boards. Ryba now with it. Feeds it there. Shot. Oh, and a good stop by Hawk. Clarkson looked like he had an opportunity there. Set up by Ryba. Kovalov behind the net. He'll lose it in the skates of Abbatangelo. Abbatangelo gets it out to Pekkanen. Pekkanen with room. Oh, tries the centering pass there to Ellis in front, and he can't get it through. Ellis now in the slot on his backhand. Gets to his forehand. Stopped there by Rask. Kovalchuk looking for a rebound. Couldn't get a stick on it. So an exciting first 3 minutes here as we've had end-to-end action. Chicago still, though, with a 2-0 lead here on the Empire. Olenbeck will have it. They'll get it up to Heinen, up to Barron. Emil Barron will turn in his own zone. Get it up to Clarkson. Clarkson, Kuznetsov. Clarkson with a chance. Sticked aside by Hawk. Gross now gets it to Kovalchuk. They'll look to clear. And Slavic will now have it. Slavic pressed to the boards by Barron. They'll continue to fight there. Kuznetsov comes free for New York. Shot. Stop there. A good pad save by Hawk. Now Kovalchuk will come free for Chicago. He'll get it up to Skav, up to Mills. Alex Mills to the red line and then deep. High off the glass. Gross, the first one in on it for Chicago. Benedict fights for it behind the net. They'll continue to pester each other. Gross now tries to get it out in front, and Mills now picks it up behind the New York net. Gross and Mills continue to fight there, and Clarkson will come away with it. Crossing the 5 minutes gone here in the second. Barron tried a bank pass, and a poor pass at that, as it comes right to Abbatangelo. Chicago with a 3-on-2. Metz gets it blocked in front, and they score! Nope, they are waving it off. They're going to say it was kicked in. Metz with the shot gets it blocked. Yeah, and I believe that was kicked by Alex Mills as it goes through Rask. I think we're going to have a review, though. No goal. Yep, it looked like it was kicked by Mills, and that is the correct call in my estimation. So it will come outside the New York zone. Stays a 2-0 game here in Chicago. Home fans not pleased with the call, but again, I believe it is the right call. Boothman. Oh, he had Havlicek going to the net and couldn't find him. Edmund Paul will come up with it. He'll get it up to DiFellino. Tony DiFellino will flip in. He had a breakaway in the first. Unable to beat Hawk, just like his teammates so far tonight. DiFellino stopped there. Havlicek will get it away from danger. Up to Alexander Metz. Metz up to Boothman. Boothman trying to get room around DiFellino. They'll get pressed to the boards and lose the puck. Paul up to Nash. Sebastian Nash will dump it in. Looked like he had a little bit of room, but he decides to dump. Draper up to Metz. Alexander Metz continues to skate. He's met by Lindholm at the blue line. Victor Lindholm will take it away now. He'll get it cross ice to DiFolino, who's met there. And a penalty. Sokolov going to be called. They're going to call him for charging. Passeri and Sokolov. Called for the hit that we just described on DiFolino. Yeah, he was skating pretty hard and it's a pretty heavy hit. I'm okay with that call. McIntyre now against Gross. New York on the power play again. An opportunity to get it back to a one-goal game. As we approach 12 minutes left here in the second. Olenbeck back for New York. He'll get it up to Kovalov. Up to center ice to McIntyre. McIntyre loses it to Petrovic. And now to Gross. Mirko Gross enters the zone. He hammers Edmund Paul, who had the puck just for a second on his stick. And that's going to be offsides. Barron comes in ahead of the bank pass. So New York again on the power play. The faceoff will come all the way back outside their own zone. Boothman now with it. Draper, shorthanded, can't get it through. Draper will have it behind the New York net, where he's met by 3 Empire. Heinonen gets hit. Alexei Kuznetsov comes away. They have a 3-on-2 here. If they go quick, Kuznetsov stops. Shot! Stopped by Hawk. Kicked away by Boothman. Draper tries to get it up. He gets it to Mills. Now Boothman. And Boothman will flip it all the way down to get a clear. It'll be Heinonen on it for New York. Heinonen up to Clarkson. Clarkson across the blue line, stays wide, stops at the dots. Clarkson still with it after the disruption by Smirnotov. Over to Ryba, back to Holenbeck, or excuse me, to Heinonen. And it's blocked in front. Now Jamie Ryba with it. He'll get it out to Heinonen to Clarkson. Back to Ryba as they cycle. Heinonen now to Kuznetsov. Clarkson to Westbrook in the slot. Stop there! Ryba! Oh, and he can't get it by Hawk. Ryba had an opportunity on the rebound, but can't get it through. So Ben Hawk so far keeping that score sheet clean. 16 seconds left here on the power play. It'll be won by Metz to Petrovic. Petrovic will get it out. It'll be Godfrey to Holenbeck. Stretch pass up to McIntyre. McIntyre with it. Tries to get free. It's in front and it's stopped by Hawk. He actually does get through. Is that Havlicek there? No, Slavic. He actually did get through Slavic. Slavic couldn't find the puck. It was in his skates. McIntyre gets a shot on goal, but it was denied by Ben Hawk. So we are back to even strength here. Ellis against Westbrook. Approaching the halfway point of this game. Slavic now away with it for Chicago. He'll exit the zone. Gets it up to Pekkanen. Pekkanen tries to enter, and it's knocked off his stick. Westbrook trying to come with speed. Chased there by Pekkanen. He'll get it behind the net to Barron. Barron out in front to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov will go for a skate up to the point. Down low to Westbrook. Westbrook with a chance. He scores! Westbrook with the time and patience to allow things to clear in front of him in the low slot. And he fires that one past Ben Hawk. Set up by Kuznetsov and Barron. A good play there by Tito Westbrook. So a 2-1 game here in Chicago as Westbrook gets New York on the board. Flip down into the Chicago end. Slavic will turn it over. Kuznetsov with a chance. Oh, and it's a pad stop there by Hawk. They'll play forward in the boards. Westbrook out front to Kuznetsov. A stick save there by Hawk. New York now. This second or third line, I believe third line. Kuznetsov can't get the shot away. It'll come to Michelson. Shot! Stop there. Hawk will keep play going to Slavic. Actually, it is their second line. Excuse me. Ellis entering the zone. Gets it poked away. Ellis will still fight for it with Lindholm in the corner. It'll come free to Skov. Skov down to Pekkanen. Down low. Kovalchuk. Oh, and Rask stayed with him the whole way. Great play there by Ellis Rask. As he kept his head steady and eyes right on the puck. Unable to allow Kovalchuk an opportunity to get free to get to an empty net. It'll be won back by New York. Nash will end up back with it. Ellis, Kovalchuk bodied in the slot there. Ellis gets a shot, but it goes wide. They fight 2-by-2. It'll come free to Kovalchuk. He'll go for a skate, get it up to the point to Petrovic. Petrovic down the slot to Ellis. Ellis will lose it. Lindholm with it, poked on net to Rask, and he will hold. Pekkanen fighting there with Lindholm. He pokes it on net. and they will hold right there. Sokolov now against Nash here in the dot. Sebastian Nash will win it back. Gottfried Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck loses it for a sec. Sokolov able to pick it up. He'll get it down to Shero. Cross ice. Petrovic tries to go short side and it's sticked away by Rask. Hollenbeck pressed there behind. It'll get out of the New York zone. DiFolino almost turns it over. Petrovic now with it for Chicago. 5.5 left here in the second. Shero gets it poked away by Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck now away with it. He'll get it up to Ryba. Jamie Ryba. Clarkson tries to cut through. Ryba stopped there by Hawk. Oh, and it comes to the side of the net, and Smirnotov will take it away. He'll pass it way behind Petrovic. Petrovic will continue to skate with it. He'll get it up to Metz, who will clear the zone. Sokolov now with it. Sokolov tries to get the shot away and can't. Shot now. Oh, just goes wide. Vissarion Sokolov looking for that goal. Metz. Sokolov blocked away again. Hollenbeck to Metz. Boothman now down low. It'll be picked off by Reijo Heinonen. Heinonen clears it up to Kovalov, and he'll dump it in deep. First one on it is Clarkson for New York. Slap shot. Kovalov right into the chest of Hawk. Drops to the ice, and he will get a glove on that to stop play. A good stop there and a good slap shot by Sly Kovalov. McIntyre now against Havlicek in the dot. McIntyre will win it back. It'll go to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck, cross ice to McIntyre. Back to Heinonen. Heinonen still with it. It's pressed to the boards by Boothman. It'll be Heinonen now to Bowden. Bowden. Shot gets denied. Draper tries to clear. Gets to Abatangelo. 2:30, or approaching, 2:30 left here in the second. Havlicek loses it to Heinonen. Heinonen, the defenseman, leading the rush. Decides to flip in deep. Draper, the first one on it. He's pestered there by McIntyre. He'll kick it deeper in his own zone to Abatangelo. Abatangelo coming free. Gets it to Benedict. Alex Benedict trying to cross the line. Can't. Hollenbeck gets it up to Jimmy Krause. Jimmy Krause. He's met there by Draper. Gross up to Benedict. Benedict across the line to Gross. Gross trying to get a shot through, and Romainders reads it out. And Gross going to be guilty of a trip there on Gil Romainders. So Mirko Gross guilty of the trip there. Pretty obvious call as he knocks Romainders to the ice. Face-off upcoming here in the New York zone. Clarkson against Ellis. Clarkson wins it back. Paul in the slot gets it knocked away. It'll come free to the corner. Paul up to Ryba. Ryba. Oh, and he can't get the slap shot away. I believe it was Kovalov looking for it. And a back check there by Chicago. Paul will be the first one on it. Turned over to Benedict. Ellis now with it, shorthanded. Less than a minute left here in the second. Westbrook gets bodied there. Westbrook down, taking a while to get up, and he's going to go right to the bench. Westbrook hurt. So we have 4-on-4 just for a little bit as Kovalov now gets in the play. Kovalov up to Ryba. Jamie Ryba tries to cut in, and he loses it to Smirnotov. Smirnotov goes off the glass. 20 seconds left here in the second. Kovalov enters the zone. He's got room. Sly Kovalov can't get it through Ben Hawk. He'll get it out front. Ryba. Kovalov stopped by again by Hawk. Draper will body Kovalov there behind the net. Flip out, and that should do it for the period as we get to 3, 2, and 1. So that will do it for the period. New York will have 36 seconds left of man advantage time as we enter the third period. So New York with the only goal of the period. The great setup to Tito Westbrook as we will head to a quick intermission and be right back with you for the final period here from Chicago. Alrighty, folks, welcome back for what looks to be an exhilarating third period here in Chicago. The Empire coming in looking to jump into first place in the American Division, find themselves trailing 2-1 to the last place Chicago Lakers. New York starts this period on the power play, about 36 seconds left. Now that time has dwindled down. That was at the start of the period. They had 36 seconds. That time is ticking away with 2 good clears by Chicago. Heinonen now gets across the blue line to Clarkson. They'll look to enter the zone. He'll turn it over to Draper. Draper tries to clear it out. It'll come up to Smirnotov, who can't clear it either. Smirnotov will circle behind his net. He'll turn. He'll be pressed to the boards by Ryba in his own zone. Smirnotov tries to come away with it. He'll get it up to Metz. Metz to Havlicek. Havlicek staying wide. Down to Metz. Stopped there by Rask. Oh, Alexander Metz with a good opportunity. Kuznetsov turns in his own zone. Flips it up to Ryba. Ryba to Clarkson. Over to Westbrook. Westbrook tries to get in. Shot. Goes wide. Abatangelo stretch pass. Up to Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk can't quite get through Kuznetsov. Heinonen now with it. Reijo Heinonen almost turns it over. He will turn it over. Kovalchuk in front. Ellis just goes over the net with the slap shot. Ellis then lays out the Empire player. I couldn't see who that was. But he's back in the play now. Kovalchuk to Ellis. Ellis stick save there by Rask. Heinonen bodied out in front. Ellis down low. Kovalchuk. Oh, and a good save there by Rask. This first line coming hot and heavy at New York right now. Some tired defenders. Ellis to Pekkanen. And Rask will just hold it there to get a stoppage as his defenders needed one. Face-off won by New York. It'll come up to DiFolino. Tony DiFolino coming away. He'll get to the blue line. Slap shot. Sticked away by Hawk. It bounces in front there, and it'll come to Skov for Chicago. He'll go cross-ice to Slavic. Slavic looking to clear. He will skate it out. Benedict continues. Goes wide to the corner. Now out in front. Benedict, gets onto his forehand, but is stopped by the pad of Rask. Dumped in down low, and it'll be Skov. He'll be pressed to the boards there. Believed by... Yes, that is Michelson. Nash. DiFolino, Nash. Oh, off the post. Some slick passing by New York, but they're unable to get the tally to tie it up. Michelson will go for a skate in his own zone. He turns it over to Mills. And a blocker save there by Rask. Michelson now up to Paul. Paul to DiFolino. He'll turn it over to Petrovic, who will get it back to Skov. Skov goes off the boards to Gross. Gross to Mills. They got a 2-on-1 brewing here. Mills can't get the shot away on Edmund Paul. And now Westbrook, he's hammered there. DiFolino looking to come in the zone. Feeds it back. Tries to center to Paul, and he's unable to do so. Sokolov for Chicago will get it up to Swisher. Cade Swisher turns at the red line. He'll get it up to Sokolov. Sokolov back to Smirnotov. Over to Shero, who will dump it in. Shero to McIntyre. Press to the boards there. Edmund Paul now with it for New York. Edmund Paul up to McIntyre. McIntyre will decide to dump it in. They try to get it on the forecheck. And Chicago will come away. They'll exit the zone. Quick exit there from Chicago. Unable to allow New York to get any pressure. McIntyre will turn in his own zone. Get it up to Marlon Crew, the defenseman. Kalen Bowden turns it over to Smirnotov as he was hit. Lyle Shero now. 2 fourth lines going at it here in the third period. Ryba up to Kovalov as they go off for a change. Kovalov looking to center. Can't get it through Abatangelo. Kovalchuk will pick it up for Chicago. To Sokolov to Smirnotov. Smirnotov will dump it in. First one on it is Romainders. Gil Romainders behind his net. Kicks it to Kovalov. Kovalov tries to skate free. He'll get it up to Clarkson, who has a little bit of room. Shot! Stopped there by Hawk right as it goes into his chest there. Chicago and New York will take the face-off here. Ellis against Clarkson. Clarkson wins it back. Crew on net. I think it might have actually not got all the way to Hawk. Hawk looked like he had got a piece of it, but not so. And a penalty coming up here. I believe it's going to be Kovalov. Guilty of the trip. Yep, Sly Kovalov. Guilty of the trip. He will head to the box, and Chicago will go on the power play looking to regain their 2-goal lead here at home. Ellis against Nash now in the dot. Ellis wins it back. Benedict looking to skate in. He'll get it to Gross on the wing. Gross tries to skate in on his backhand and he'll get it taken away by Nash. Draper will have it for Chicago. He'll look to skate up. He'll go cross ice to Gross. Gross with an opportunity to Ellis in the slot, and it's stopped by Rask. Gross now comes to the front. He'll get it back to Ellis. Oh, they look for the slap shot to Kovalchuk, and he can't get it away. Dumped all the way back. Draper, the first one on it for Chicago. It'll be taken away by New York. Holenbeck with it. Holenbeck will flip it down low. Face off here now, just outside the New York zone. It will be taken by Metz. Metz shot glove by Rask. Good stop there by the Finnish goaltender. So now another face-off coming. Under a minute left here on the power play. Chicago leading the action here in the third. 8 shots to 2. It'll be one back to Abatangelo. He'll try to get it down low and it'll be picked off by Westbrook, who will flip it all the way down. First one on it is Skov. Christian Skov up to Abatangelo to Mills. Mills goes for a skate. He'll come across and he'll be tripped up. So another New York penalty here. Pekkanen has it. Gets it to Metz. Down low. Stopped by Rask, and he will hold right there as Pekkanen was looming, looking for the rebound. So another penalty. This one to Tito Westbrook, the lone goal scorer for New York tonight. Yeah, an easy trip right there on Mills. So a Chicago 5-on-3 advantage for just 22 seconds. Ellis wins it back to Skov in the slot. Shot! Oh, and a good one-timer there, and Rask able to gobble that one up. Another face-off coming here. Ellis against Nash. Nash wins it back for New York. Heinonen will get it up off the glass and out. It'll come all the way back. Roma Abatangelo up to Mirko Gross to Kovalchuk. Semyon Kovalchuk. This is the 5-on-3 ends, but they still are on the man advantage. Heinonen now with it for New York, and he'll flip all the way out. Minute 25 left here on the power play for Chicago. Approaching 8 minutes left to go here in the third. Kovalchuk, right before he gets hit, decides to get it deep. It'll come to Gross, to Ellis. Oh, and Rask gets across for the one-timer by Kovalchuk. What a play there by Ellis Rask. Tracking the puck from side to side, and he gets across to get a glove on it. Good opportunities here so far for Chicago, but still unable to get one past Rask here on the power play. Metz in front, loses it. McIntyre will pick it up and flip it out. Under a minute left here on the power play. First one back there. Oh, McIntyre beats him back there. Tries to set up the shorthanded goal. Heinonen over the net. Heinonen with an opportunity. Sends it high. DiFolino now. Gets it up high to Holenbeck. Slap shot by McIntyre, and it's gloved by Hawk. He'll keep play going. Chicago looking for a 2-goal lead. New York looking to even things back up. Metz. He'll come across the line. Looks to center, and it's knocked down by Heinonen. Mills bodied there by McIntyre as the puck exits the zone. 10 seconds left here on the power play. It'll be Mills. Alex Mills tries to get it down low. It'll come to Pekkanen. Cross ice. Glove stop again, this time on Metz. Rask has been incredible here in the third period, keeping the Empire in this game with an opportunity to win it. Pekkanen now with it. He'll dump deep. We are back to even strength. Approaching 6 minutes left here in the third. Heinonen will turn. He'll get it up to Kuznetsov, up to Clarkson. Caesar Clarkson. Watch there by Pekkanen. He'll get to the slot. Oh, and it's blocked away. Another opportunity for Clarkson. Shot there by Paul, and it's blocked down in front. Chicago will come away with it after a scrum there in the slot. Mills in his skates. Now gets it up to Metz. Alexander Metz staying wide of Paul. Paul will stick check that one away. Clarkson and Paul fight for it for Chicago, or for New York, excuse me. Pekkanen and Metz, the ones in there for Chicago. It'll come free to Kuznetsov. Alexei Kuznetsov staying wide. He's bodied there. It'll come free to Mills. Christian Skov with the big hit. to Metz, up to Pekkanen. Pekkanen stopped. Looking to get it low, and he can't. Now down low to Metz. Metz in the slot, gets it blocked away. It'll come to Clarkson. He'll get it up to Barron. Barron will get it out of his zone. And now up to Clarkson, who gets it poked away by Abatangelo. Kuznetsov skates onto it for New York. He's now got it in the corner. He's met there by Mills. They'll fight for it. Kuznetsov gets it out front to Paul. Down to Clarkson. Good stick save by Hawk. Skov up to Pekkanen. Pekkanen retreats in his own zone. Gets it up to Benedict. Benedict met there. Kovalov keeps it in the zone. Kovalov down to the corner. He's got Kuznetsov with him. Kuznetsov on the backhand, and he scores! Alexei Kuznetsov. Set up by Sly Kovalov to make it a 2-2 game here late in Chicago. So Kuznetsov gets one on the backhand around Hawk. And we are right back where we started this game, even with just 2.5 minutes left here. New York will kick it up the boards. Draper skates onto it. Ellis bodied behind the net by Kovalov. Kovalov will get it out of his own zone. Ryba now with it. Ryba up to Clarkson. Clarkson hit there by Draper. Draper will skate, trying to get away from Clarkson. Kovalchuk up to Pekkanen. Under 2 minutes left. Pekkanen, a big hit there by Heinonen. Ellis trying to get free. He can't. Sebastian Nash will skate onto it. It'll come free to Heinonen. Heinonen up to Michelson. Michelson gets it turned over there. Kovalchuk trying to get away. He'll just flip it low. Minute left here in the third period. Pekkanen with a big hit in front, and it goes wide. Oh, what an attempt there by Pekkanen. Good defensive play to dislodge the puck away from New York. Has an opportunity on his backhand, and it goes just wide. Slavic will have it now for Chicago. He'll get it up to Kovalchuk with 40 seconds now remaining here in the third. Tie game here in Chicago. These two teams played an overtime game the other night as well. See if they do the same tonight. New York gets it away. It'll get up to Nash. Sebastian Nash stopped. Loses it to Mills. Paul in the slot. Oh, and a good pad save there by Hawk. It comes to Slavic. Goes across the goal mouth. Comes to Mills. He'll skate behind his own net. He's hit by DiFolino. DiFolino on him. Gets it up high to Nash. Nash to Lindholm. To Kovalov. Shot stopped there. Skov gets it away from danger. It's now in the corner. They'll get it away with 8 seconds. Mills with one opportunity left here. 4. He turns it over to DiFolino and then trips DiFolino. So to start overtime, New York will have a 4-on-3 as Mills is guilty of the trip there. The lone goal there in the third is Kuznetsov with the backhand little flip just over the pad of Ben Hawk. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right to overtime as New York enters with 4. Chicago will enter with 3 as we head to overtime. Second overtime game between these two teams. Clarkson will win it back to Heinonen. So for 2 minutes and even 2, they will have a 4-on-3 here. Smirnitov gets it and will flip it out. We'll come down to Westbrook. Westbrook up to Clarkson. Clarkson gets it sticked away by Metz in his own zone. Metz gets it out of the zone. Tito Westbrook turns it over to Metz. Metz with an opportunity. Shot! Stopped there by Rask, looking for the shorthanded game winner. New York on the attack. Ryba gets it sticked away, and now Metz will get it out of the zone. Minute left here on the power play. Ryba skating wide on the far boards. Westbrook a chance. Can't get it through. Westbrook now another chance, and he's stopped by Hawk there. Metz will get it high all the way down. Approaching 45 seconds left here on the 4-on-3 here in overtime. Westbrook tries to cross the line, gets sticked away by Draper. It'll now be Clarkson to Ryba. Westbrook back to Heinonen. Down low to Ryba. Ryba! Stick save by Hawk. It'll come back. Draper will try to get on it. He will for Chicago, but he's pressed to the boards, unable to get it free. They'll still fight for it. It'll come free to Smirnitov. And with 10 seconds left, he will skate it out, get to the blue line. Smirnitov with a chance, and it's sticked away by Rask. Smirnitov down low in the New York zone as the penalty ends. Metz now behind the net. Tries to get it out front to Mills and can't. Mills did have the game winner for Chicago the other night in their overtime winner. Petrovic now with it. He'll get it to Mills. Shot. Oh, and a good pad save. A blocker save there by Rask. Heinonen tries to get it free. He will get back on it. 2 minutes left here in overtime. We already had one shootout game tonight. Kovalchuk with an opportunity for Chicago, gets sticked away by Westbrook. Ryba up to Lindholm. Victor Lindholm, the defenseman, looking to center. Turns it over to Kovalchuk. Hollenbeck almost got it back from Benedict, but now Benedict will skate free. Benedict hit there by Hollenbeck. It'll be Lindholm on it. Over to Westbrook. To Barron, who's got a little bit of room. Now he's met there by Petrovic. Big hit by Liko. 90 seconds left here in overtime. Hollenbeck behind the net with Ellis. They'll continue to fight for it behind the New York net. Ellis comes free up to Abbatangelo to Gross. Gross gets through to Ellis in the high slot. Back to Abbatangelo. Petrovic to Ellis. Blocked away by Westbrook. Hollenbeck now with it in the corner. He's pressed there by Gross. It'll come free, and Westbrook able to get it. He'll get it up to Barron. Emil Barron up to Victor Lindholm. Lindholm skating in, loses it for a sec. Shot! Stop there. Barron tries to go far side, and it's gloved by Hawk. And they will continue to play as we stay at 4-on-4 here in overtime. Gross turned it over to Heinonen. Reijo Heinonen, the defenseman, looking to skate out of danger, and he will. He'll be free now. He'll get it into the offensive zone and then get it sticked away by Slavic. Slavic pressed there by Kovalov. It comes to the slot, and Abbatangelo able to get it away with just 30 seconds left here in overtime. Pekkanen down low to Ellis. Ellis can't get the shot away. Ellis now up to Slavic. Back to Ellis. Shot! Oh, and a good pad save there by Rask. Kovalov goes behind his own net to Heinonen. He'll get it up to Nash. Nash gets it out of the zone to Kovalov. Kovalov met there by Draper. They'll continue to fight at the bench area there. Turned over. Draper to Pekkanen. Pekkanen with under 10 seconds left. A chance, gets blocked away. He'll turn it over to Kovalov. Sly Kovalov now. And that, unless Hollenbeck can get a shot off, he did get the shot off, but I don't believe it would have counted. We are going to head to another shootout. So the second shootout we will have on this Monday night alone. Toronto won the first one over Minnesota, and we'll head right there to the shootout. First up for New York will be Jamie Ryba. Ryba skating in. Shot! Oh, and he beats Hawk high over the glove. Jamie Ryba peppers it past Ben Hawk. So Ryba on the board for New York. Deontay Ellis now with an opportunity. The captain of these Chicago Lakers with a chance. Makes a move and he scores! This one he beats Rask low glove. And he fires it right past Rask. So we are tied right back at 1 here in the shootout. Caesar Clarkson skating in for New York. Goes to the backhand, and he's stopped there by Hawk. So a big stop there for Chicago. It'll be Semyon Kovalchuk. See what he's got in his bag. Skates in. Stopped there by Rask. Not really much to it for Kovalchuk. I will say he's usually set up on goals. He's not the one scoring them himself. Tito Westbrook now. Shot right into the chest of Hawk. Not really sure what Tito was trying to pull off there. Maybe trying to catch Hawk off guard. Gross now. He scores! Mirko Gross beats Ellis Rask, and Chicago again will get the overtime and now shootout win over the New York Empire. So a big win here for Chicago as they've now won 2 straight, both of them coming in overtime over this New York Empire team. A big win for the Lakers. Exciting time for them as Mirko Gross, the one that's able to beat Rask, faked like he was going to the backhand, gets to the forehand and has enough room on that low blocker to beat Rask. So Chicago puts up 2 in the first period. They don't score again until the shootout. New York able to come back and score 2, 1 in the second, 1 in the third to get it tied. And Chicago comes away with the win here on a Monday night at home. So our final game of the evening, the Montreal Mammoths out in Western Canada against the Edmonton Dinos. You can either head over there or you can join us for our post-game coverage here in a little bit. All right, folks, thank you for joining us for our post-game coverage here from the Chicago Lakers 3-2 win over the New York Empire in a shootout tonight. We take a look at the stats. Both teams fairly even on shots, 37-34. Chicago led the way early. New York able to fire back and get it close to even on the shots. Hits, again, very close to even. New York with 29, Chicago with 28. Face-offs in favor of New York. Penalties, we had no power play goals here tonight. New York goes 0-4 and Chicago goes 0-5 there. So now let's head to the individual stats. We'll start with the Lakers, our victors tonight. Deontay Ellis with a goal and Kovalchuk with a goal. The only 2 goal scorers here tonight. And then assists will go to Abatangelo, Pekkanen, and Skov for Chicago. Plus ones for Ellis and Abatangelo. Let's see, shots, Ellis had 7. Draper ends up with a +1 with no points. Benedict a -1. And trying to see, they were booing Holenbeck for a hit on somebody, but I'm not sure who. Like, everybody looks like they were kind of near. It might have been Slavic, but everybody looks like they were kind of around where their minutes normally would be. Maybe Boothman. I'm not really sure, but they were booing Gottfried Holenbeck earlier in the game. Either way, shots, Mills with 5 there. Alexander Metz, a bit of a surprising performance. 8 shots on goal for him. He does end up with a +1 tonight with a hit as well. Make sure that's the bottom of the list. It is. Tyrone Draper with 5 hits. Marko Slavic throws in 5 as well. And now to the goaltending. Another good performance by Ben Hawk. 34 shots against, coming up with 32 saves for a .941 save percentage. 2 goals against and a 1.85 goals against average on the game today. So another great game by Ben Hawk. Looks like he's starting to round into form. I know I've said that before, and then it feels like he gives up a ton, but 3 to New York the other night, 2 to New York tonight. A good start from Ben Hawk. You wonder, Chicago, looking at their schedule going forward, they have 2 days off, and they will host Ottawa back here at home. They have not gone to Gustav Merrick at all. Do you even think about disrupting Ben Hawk in his pretty hot start here? If I had to guess, they probably go with Hawk, and then their next game after that is they get a day off, and then they head to Boston. They might go with Merrick against Boston there as they get ready for a doubleheader in Boston and Montreal. So that might be Merrick's first opportunity to start there. So that's it for Chicago. We'll head to New York. Alexei Kuznetsov, the lone multi-point player from tonight, as Kuznetsov with a goal and an assist, the goal, game-tying goal in the third. Kovalov with the assist on that play, and then Tito Westbrook set up by Kuznetsov and Barron as well. We take a look. Let's see, Edmund Paul with a +2 and Victor Lindholm with a +2. Good outing for those 2 folks. Gottfried Holenbeck a -2, but 7 hits on the night. Hennanen also a -2, 5 hits on the night. 6 shots for Kovalov and Westbrook, 5 for Kuznetsov. Sebastian Nash, no points, nothing, just 3 hits. And then kind of that bottom group, yeah, you don't expect them to show up every night, but you would like to see something. I mean, I think especially from Nash, he's your third-line center, but he'd be a second-line center, I think, most places. And you're not seeing much production from him. Michelson had 2 goals the other night, unable to do anything here tonight. DiFolino, good for him to stay out of the penalty box. That's kind of been his issue of late. But yes, that is it for New York. We'll head over now to the goaltending. Ellis Rask, a good performance. It looked like it was going to be a little shaky to start with. He gives up 2 goals early, and then he comes and redeems himself. Comes away with 35 saves on 37 shots, 2 goals against, and a .946 save percentage. So now we'll head to our goal scorers for tonight. Again, that first period, Kovalchuk just 16 seconds in, set up by Folke Pekkanen, and then Deontay Ellis from Roma Abatangelo and Christian Skov early, or about halfway through that first period, geez. And then the second period, Tito Westbrook, almost directly at the halfway mark, gets the goal to make it a 1-goal game, and then Alexei Kuznetsov able to backhand flip one past Ben Hawk to get it tied, to at least get New York a point tonight. And then in the shootout, Ryba the first goal, and then back-to-back Ellis and Gross able to put away for Chicago and get them the win tonight. So that's going to do it for us here from Chicago. Again, we have one more game coming up tonight. The Montreal Mammoths head into Edmonton to take on the Dinos in the prehistoric Rumble. So we're going to send you out there now as they are ready for puck drop. We thank you for joining us here from Chicago, and we'll see you next time.